Alright folks, you're looking at Bad Piggies, which is the spin-off or sequel to Angry Birds. If you've played Angry Birds and you've shot your birds from left to right across your screen, you've probably squashed a few of these piggies. But now they're the stars of this new game, which has some similarities, but it's actually quite different from Angry Birds and much more difficult. I direct your attention to some of the crazy contraptions you're seeing running across your screen. These are the types of vehicles you're going to be building. And yes, building is what this game is about. It's about trying to get the piggies from one side of your level to the other, using a contraption that you've created out of a set number of parts they've given you. Here, this thing is made out of some boxes, some dynamite, some wheels, a spring, an umbrella, and you're going to see that when you start the game, you begin with much simpler constructions. I've cleared a bunch of levels in the game, but it's an extremely difficult game, much more challenging than Angry Birds, and you'll see that when I go into levels that I've already cleared, in most instances, they're already going to have the vehicle that I used to clear it beforehand. In all levels, we are trying to 3-star. In this case, they actually, since it's the tutorial, they start you empty, but you'll see in the subsequent levels. But you're trying to 3 stars, so you're trying to hit 3 different goals. This is like Angry Birds, except it's not score-based, but specific challenges. So in this case, I would want to get the pig across the goal, so I'm going to be starting there and having to get the pig to the goal line. I would want to collect the box with the star on it, and I would want to avoid having a crack snap, which is essentially my vehicle being destroyed before the pig gets to the goal. Because even if the vehicle is destroyed, the pig might tumble out and fall into the goal. So those were the 3 things. Yellow circles mean I succeeded, and you'll see why. This is very simple, this first level. So a set number of pieces. So I've been given 3 boxes, 2 wheels, and a pig. Once you have the pig in the vehicle, you let it go. In this very first level, it's fire and forget, like very basic Angry Birds. You just sort of set things up, you watch the physics take over, you watch yourself hopefully succeed. And shortly thereafter, you're going to see that there's a lot more manual control. This is not as much a fire and forget game as Angry Birds is. I know that in that series, you eventually can manipulate the birds and have them shoot out once they're airborne, secondary strikes and what have you. This is the vehicle I used to clear the level before. My goal here was get the bird or the pig across, get the box, which is to the left, even though the goal is all the way to the right, and then also do it in under 4 seconds. That I've not figured out how to do yet. So what I built was, I was given 3 boxes, I used 2 of them, 2 wheels, and then this thing here, which is important, this is a one of these devices. There's a lot of propulsion devices in the game, and you have manual control. So adding this propulsion adds a button here that I can now press, and I can press it as much as I want, and that's why this is not so much a fire and forget type thing. There's manual control even now. While the vehicle is destroyed, I can keep puffing away, and in fact, puffing away was bad because it kept my pig sort of trapped in the garbage there. So let's not do that this time, and let's just do that more intelligently. So we get the box, we get the TNT, we get knocked over, pig rolls at a different rate of speed than their garbage, the wreckage, and we get through. But how you do that in under 4 seconds, I have no idea. I can show you that I'll try once for you, but I guarantee you I'm not going to do it. You can, let's say, make the vehicle longer. The editing is super simple, and I really like that a lot. You can also, by the way, buy the mechanic pig, which I guess gets you through he'll get you through the level, or he'll show you how to do it. If I made it longer, remember, I still need to send him to the left first, because that's where the box was to the left, but I've already gone over 4 seconds. So you may be screaming at your computer monitor right now, or whatever you're watching this on, saying, I know the solution. Well, feel free to tell me, but I have no clue. I'm going to jump ahead and show you some more difficult levels. So like Angry Birds, it's a series of separate levels. You unlock them as you get more star ratings on them. You also, as you get more stars, can go to some of the deeper challenge levels. I'll show you this challenge level right here. These are much more difficult, as if the basic levels weren't difficult enough. I'm going to show you the basic level I'm up to now, and you can just see the level of complexity. But here in the challenge levels, they tend to be a bit longer, and, well, this is the vehicle I created for it. I'm just kind of goofing around. I've got I think this wheel spins faster than the wooden wheels. I have my air pushing thing. I don't know why. The bellows, I guess, is what that is, right? I have a spring in case I fall. Well, you're going to see this is going to be a calamity. In theory, I need to get this thing to jump off, hit that box, and then slide all the way back down to there. Let's see what happens. All right. Air puff. Got the box. Whoa, oh, almost got it. Almost got it. And no. So a little more tweaking. People might remember a really excellent underappreciated game called Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which was a fantastic Xbox 360 game that I think a lot of people found weird because Banjo-Kazooie traditionally had been a character action game. You run this bear around, he has a bird in his backpack, and he jumps around and he collects stuff. In this case, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, the game is all about making vehicles in a 3D world and adding different parts and seeing how, as you built up similar looking things to what you see here, how you could use these contraptions that you made in order to get you through different mazes and obstacle courses. This is essentially a 2D Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and I'm really happy to see somebody else tackle that game concept. So here we have a much more complicated set of tools. You always have the starter grid, and let's look at the level together. I've not tried this level before. Clearly, I need to get this. If I were to 3-star it, I would not just have the pig get over here, but I would also go up and get the box, and I would do it without using the bellows. Okay, I have no idea. So let's see. We have TNT, which is sort of useful. We have the box. We're gonna put the pig in the box. We have the wheels. I don't know if the TNT will destroy this vehicle or not. And then we have one soda bottle. All right, so we're gonna try that. Let's see what happens. So I've not used the bellows, as if I'm really gonna 3-star it in the first try. Okay, I see what the first problem is already. Okay, so that doesn't work. The TNT definitely destroys everything. Okay, that's not doing it. I'm gonna wimp out and try. Well, if I want to use the bellows, I need to do it that way, and then but I need vertical propulsion, which is what I need for that. But the bellows only points down, so what I probably need is something more like that. But that's gonna tip over. Oh, this is nice. They do this in the editor. That's nice. So I can move that over. So maybe that. Let's see. So, okay, no. All right. So clearly, I need to ballast that out and push it over. Shake up the soda. No, nothing. Okay, I have no idea. This is a difficult game. I have no idea how I'm gonna get up there. I'm not gonna waste your time trying. I want to show you more of the game. You'll be able to be trying this stuff out yourself. So that's only level 14. That's already pretty challenging. When you get to the second area, that's Groundhog Day. When pigs fly, I'll show you the basic concept here. Involves, eventually there are wheeled vehicles, but this is more about a balloon type thing. So just taking this apart for a second for you. A box, a fan, some balloons. Built, I have the ability to turn the fan on or off, and I can pop balloons, and as I pop them, he'll actually descend. What I wanted to have done here was, I guess, just get him across, or probably get him all the way over there, and get that. So pop the balloons. I did it too soon. He doesn't have momentum. He fails. And these levels get more complicated as well, as we go to the current one of those that I'm on, and I have the ability to, well, it's kind of similar to that other one that I was stuck on here. So let's see what we can do here. So put some balloons on top. I only have one box to build on, so I really can only attach one set of balloons. I don't really understand that. And I have some ballast, but the ballast won't work. I haven't figured out yet how sometimes they're really stingy with the amount of structure that you can put on it, and yet they seem to expect you to be able to... Yeah, the ballast holds me down, so I don't want the ballast, so let go of the ballast. I don't know how I'm supposed to attach a second set of balloons. There, I popped the balloons. That was bad. What they have going, like they had with Angry Birds, is it's very easy to restart and try again. So it is compelling to just say, oh, I'm going to see what happens if I just tweak that a little bit more. I'm forgetting my controls. So my problem here is that I can't get it back aloft. So sorry, I'm showing you guys a lot of failure, but that's how challenging the game is. What I really like is some of this extra stuff they've also put in here. There is these skulls that you can collect, and as you collect more of them, I've gotten 4 of the 10 that are in the game, you will unlock whatever this thing is. So there's a lot to unlock. What I have unlocked, though, is Groundhog Day, which I did from clearing the first wave. I think I got it from clearing the first wave of the first section of the game, which were the more ground vehicle-based levels. So this thing that's scrolling by, this is a sequence of 20 boxes. And the challenge for me is going to be, can I make a cool enough vehicle that can get all the way across and get all 20 boxes? I think I've gotten 3 boxes in, and I got 3 boxes in with this crazy vehicle here. So again, much more complicated stuff. I haven't even gotten to the parts of the game, by the way, where you can add jet wings and engines and rockets. It gets very complicated, but you see even just from this big grid that there's a lot of options here. And as I've played further into the game, they've unlocked more pieces for this level that I can put in here. So I imagine I'm eventually going to have a whole lot of stuff I can make. And whatever the winning vehicle is, I'm sure it's going to look amazing. In this case, I mean, even just look at all the controls I have here. So I can set this wheel running and see if he can get me over. I need a little more momentum. No, I don't. Well, I can turn this fan on. That'll get me down that. So I'm going to need a little more kick here. So green soda gets me over. Black soda. Push from the bellows. Oh. So this is actually me using the same vehicle I've already used before, but controlling it better, and that's why I just got to the 4th box. And I think I'm going to get to the 5th box. So this again goes to what I was saying before. This isn't just fire and forget and see how it goes. There's some manual control here that, which I'm clearly marshalling better than I did last time when I used this vehicle, because I'd only gotten the first 3 boxes, and now I've gotten up to the 7th box, and I think this is the end. Yep, because none of that stuff really makes any difference. So yeah, you can make way more complicated stuff in these sandbox levels. And that is pretty much the sweep of the game. You are going in, trying your best at some extremely difficult challenges. See if I can show you one more, and then we will call it a day. With Bad Piggies, we're going into the 2nd challenge area. Yep, so this one I've done. I got a fan pushing one way. I've got the bellows that's going to be pushing me the other. This is actually pretty simple. It takes a while. That's the other thing I found, is that this game, unlike Angry Birds, some of these levels can really go on for a bit, and so there's a reason that they have a timer as one of your goals and finishing in a certain amount of time, because like on this one I am jockeying back and forth pretty much to wind my way through the entire level. You get the basic idea. I'm really impressed with this. I'm impressed with the depth of it, the complexity. I do think that this is not going to be for as many people, because I think that if the success is making something like that and figuring out how those physics interact, that may not really be as big a thing. But I think that if you're like a hardcore gamer, somebody who really likes to spend a lot of time planning meticulously whatever it is you're going to do in a video game, you would have a good time with that. Look at that jet thing. That looks so much fun. Looks so much fun. I can't wait to do that. So, Bad Piggies, I'm predicting won't be as big as Angry Birds. I think most games aren't going to be as big as Angry Birds, but extremely fun and very challenging. So worth checking out when it comes out later this week.